The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of the staff and management of Salem Media of Hawaii.
Welcome to Generations Radio, where the focus is on our seniors and their families. We are here each Saturday afternoon from 5 until 6 p.m., bringing you resourceful information with our radio team of professionals in the field of aging. Stay with us for the next 1 hour as we explore different ways to make life more exciting and meaningful for our extraordinary seniors. Right here on AM 690 The Answer. And now, here is our host and the publisher of Generations Magazine, Percy Ihara.
Welcome back to Generations Radio. I am Percy Ihara, here every Saturday from 5 to 6, Sunday from 3 to 4. And don't forget to check out our website, generations808.com, because we have actually redesigned our website. It's cleaner. There's some moving parts on the front page where you can click to our calendar, click to our radio shows. So it's much, much cleaner, much nicer. We don't have a whole lot of ads yet on there. And you can search articles, and you can actually, really cool thing, you can search all our past issues very easily, because in the past you clicked on an area that said archive past issues, and then you would go to a date. Without knowing what date it was, you wouldn't know what cover story it was. So most people would search the issue by the who's on the cover, whether it was Kirk Matthews or retired Chief Justice Ronald Moon or Emmy Timimbong. So check that out under resources and in our magazine. But it goes all the way back to our first issue with Kirk Matthews. So hope you enjoy that. Send us any comments via email, or you can give me a call or text me, 234-3117. You can subscribe online. You can find out all our locations on Oahu and other neighbor islands, and all our past radio and actually TV shows that we're going to do. We're also very shortly, hopefully in about another month or so, we're going to feature all the KITV Aging Well series. Will be on our website as well. So check us out. It's beautiful. I love our website. So continue to look for resources there. In fact, I was in Washington, D.C. last week for the largest conference on aging called Aging in America. I had over 500 topics on aging. In fact, I got the book here. It's amazing how much stuff there is. I mean, everybody's talking about aging, and hopefully you will too, because the biggest thing we see nationwide is resources. And where do you find them? Where do you get them? Who do you call? So our magazine, every issue will have a resource guide. So check that out. Anyway, as a lot of you guys know, I've been in the mortgage business for 26 years yet now. The last 13 doing the reverse mortgage, and that's how I got involved with working with seniors. But I've always had real estate in my mind, talking about real estate, talk about financing real estate, how to buy real estate, what's going on in the current marketplace. So I invited my friends, Mr. Scott Sakata, to come and talk to us, give us an update. And actually, I was going to pick his brain about this new thing called the ADUs. In fact, I talked to somebody this morning. He said, what is an ADU? So anyway, Scott Sakata, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Percy. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, thank you. We do workshops at Scott's office every month, sometimes twice a month. So look in the paper, in the Star Advertiser, Sundays and Wednesdays, I run an ad, and we'll talk about our reverse mortgage, but more so, we're going to go forward. We'll talk about aging in place. And so, anyway, Scott, you've been in real estate how long now?
This year is going to be 16 years. 16 years. 16
years. And by the way, I wish you guys still had your real estate show. You used to have, what was it called?
Hawaii Real Estate Report.
Yeah, it used to be an OC16.
Yes.
And you stopped that with your buddy.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff's his passion is film and video, so he went off and did that. But I got a few of the old shows on my website, so I don't think I have yours, but maybe I can pull yours. But I think reverse mortgage has changed a little bit.
Oh,
in the last
drastically.
5 years.
Well, in fact, like I said, I'm going to be educating a bunch of attorneys next month, also financial advisors. But anyway, so Scott, you've been in 15 years. Which company are you with now?
iProperties Hawaii.
And that's located at the
Ala Moana Pacific Center. I guess for seniors, it's the same building as Vacations Hawaii.
Yeah, right.
So
I tell that every time.
Everyone knows where that building is. So anyway, my broker is Abe Lee. I got my license with Abe back in 2000. I was with another company previously, and I would always see Abe, and Abe would always want me to go to lunch with him, and I finally went to lunch with him. I moved over after about 4 years with my last company, only because Abe specializes in small property developments and getting the best use of your property. And now it's with the prices going so high, and me starting to get involved with the senior market thanks to you and Mike and other guys. I think it's really important. And the reason I moved over to him is, we're on Oahu. We're an island. Land is very limited. Land is very expensive. And so, we just try and meet with people and, with the senior market especially, just try to show them options on how they can maximize their value from their properties.
Yeah, and I think I saw a national statistic of 70% of people, adults or seniors, own property, and I don't know if in Hawaii it's higher or lower, but in Hawaii, as long as I think over the last 50 years, a lot of them have doubled in value. And
tripled too.
But isn't it so hard? And you work with families every day. Isn't it kind of hard for people to get into the market?
Yeah, I work with a lot of first-time home buyers, and it is frustrating. The prices are going up. You see it, friends, probably people who are moving to the mainland. I've known a few people who've left because it's just so hard. But for first-time home buyers, we work with an organization called the Hawaii Home Ownership Center. They're a nonprofit, and their whole goal is to help people get into their own home. And so, I've helped a few people who went through their program and helped them get their first place.
So what is the current state of our real estate market here in Hawaii?
Well, the market still is, crazy right now.
Still busy?
Yes.
Buyers, sellers?
It's definitely a seller's market.
Really?
Yeah. They say a balanced market is when you have about 6 months of inventory.
Okay.
Anything less than that, you start going into the seller's market.
That's where it is now?
Yes. So right now, there's the last report from the Board of Realtors, there's 2.7 months of inventory.
2.7 months.
So basically what that means is if there's no new listings that came on the market from today, it would take 2.7 months to sell everything that's currently available for sale.
Wow, that's not good for buyers.
No, it ain't good. So,
but the good thing is the buyers, their interest rates are low.
Yeah, interest rates are good. It's still under 4%.
Threes, right.
Yeah, it's still under 4%.
Yeah.
So, it's just crazy.
It's lower interest rate, that means they can borrow more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
But
you're also competing. Everyone wants to live in town. It's all about location. Kaimoki, anything with a Honolulu city, no matter what.
What was that one situation where the guy put an offer at asking price and he sold it many times, right? Don't they sell properties over the asking price?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I've got a client. We finally got a house after our third try, I believe. The other two properties we went over asking. The last one he went over 20,000 over asking, and he got beat out. So
really,
very frustrating.
It's because it's just listed too low?
No, it's right. It's priced at the market. The unfortunate thing is if you look at all of these neighborhoods that people want to move in, there's nothing available. There's like a few homes. If a home's available for sale still yet, it's just price or condition.
Up.
Yeah. Price or condition. So that's the only reason why it
But
wouldn't
people
sell.
buying fixer-uppers, probably so with if you're a contractor, they're probably doing that. But the
Contract-
average person doesn't want a fixer-upper, do they?
Yeah, but I helped the client sell a home on the windward side. The buyers, her dad owned a construction company, so it was nothing for them, and so they bought it, and then right now they're fixing it up. So definitely contractors got the deal because they save on labor costs.
Yeah. So what is the median price right now?
Right
Has
now,
it gone up from last year?
Yeah, versus last year, it went up 7.5%. So right now, the median sales price for a single family is $715,000.
Wow,
up from $665 last year.
Wow.
And condos, it's up 7%. Also, $375 is a median, up from $350 last year.
So when you say medium, that means what now?
Median is for example, $715. So half of the homes sold is above $715. Half of the homes sold are below $715. Now, the average sales price for a home is $835,000.
What do you mean the average?
That's the average. So you take everything and divide by the number of homes sold.
Wow.
So, everyone uses that median sales price, but it's misleading. You got different pockets of the island.
Right.
So
for condominiums, $375. That's barely a 1 bedroom because I know 2 bedrooms definitely going to go over that.
yeah. So this is the whole island again from Oahu. So you're taking the whole island. But yes, again, location. Everyone wants to move to town, and it's very expensive.
Are there certain areas moving faster than the others, Scott?
Yes,
I only know town, but Eva, Pro City, Makakilo,
Yes.
Windward
Yes.
Side. Is there any
Yes.
particular areas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wherever they're developing.
Yeah. Eva, Makakilo, couple A, there's still new projects coming out, and a lot of people are going out there because it's affordable. But again, the established neighborhoods, even on that west side, Pearl City, Royal Kunia, Waipio Gentry, Waikele, again, the inventory is so low that everything's selling so fast. I mean, here in town, I mean, I look at what comes on the market every single day, and in Kaimoki, it's crazy. You got a 5,000 square foot home. It's a teardown. It's selling for $750,000.
Really?
Cash.
Wow.
And so, and even multifamily properties, apartment buildings, when I see them, it's like the sellers want this, but next thing you know, it gets into escrow like the next week. And
Really?
See, the thing is with Oahu, right? We're just an island, and Oahu is a different animal. So appreciation, people think, man, $1 million for a median sales price. I mean, it's going to happen. It's not a matter of when, if it's going to, it will happen. So
wow.
It's expensive.
Well, I was in D.C. That market is crazy.
Yeah.
I was in San Fran in January. That is really getting bad because they're building so much in the city. Besides the subway, besides the bringing the Golden State Warriors into the city, besides the building the largest tower in the West Coast, right below South Market. And I just found out they're going to build a hub right below that where the subway and the BART's going to meet. So it's going to be a major hub for transportation in the city. So those prices are getting to the point where I saw an article over there where they're saying the locals cannot afford it anymore. It's only new money coming in.
Well, San Francisco's expensive. I mean, you got these old buildings, kind of like New York, the old brownstone type buildings, and they're expensive too. So,
but like I said, just within the last year, I was there. I go there every year, and just in the year 2015 to 2016, amazing. I mean, I still remember. I'm a little older than you. I remember in the early 90s, like 90, 91, where the market was going up 10% a month. If you put in a contract, they would put a 30-day closing with no extension. If you didn't close within 30 days, they put it back on the market for 10% more. Seriously. I was like, appraisals are taking anywhere from 3 to 4 months. Seriously. I mean, we were begging appraisers. I mean, they were just so stressed out. In fact, I got a call from a cousin of mine. I don't know if they listen to the show. I knew they read my magazine. I got a call saying, "Oh, can you close in 16 days?" I said, 16 days? You're looking to get appraisal in 3 months, I told you. And you want to close in 16 days? We did. But, I mean, I had to pull some favors. But, I mean, that's how crazy the market was.
yeah.
I mean, I bought a property in 1990, and I sold it within 4 months I think I bought one for $67,000, and in 4 months I sold it for $95,000.
Yeah.
I made 20-something thousand in 4 months.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what real estate was like back then. So it's hard to imagine when you say average home $1 million. It's hard to imagine, but think about it. Yeah, there's a finite number of houses that can be sold or built, and where you want to live.
I mean, again, I go back to this Kaimoki example. It's just $750,000 for a piece of land.
Yeah, I like Kaimoki.
I mean,
You're right outside of Waikiki. You're drive down the street to Waialae, where it has all the good restaurants. If you want to go watch a UH baseball game, basketball game, volleyball game, you're down the street to get that back entrance, right? So, I mean,
it's all about location for sure. So,
yeah.
And then, so people, there's always that question: is it a good time to buy or sell?
Yeah. So, is it a good time? So, if you're a seller, it's a good time then.
Well, here's the thing, though. When people ask me that question, I'm like, well, why would, if it's someone maybe thinking, ask the question, is it a good time to sell? I'm like, well, why would you want to sell? It's like,
they want to move him back in town.
Well, and I'm sure you can attest to this too with your reverse mortgages, but, whether it's a good time to buy or sell, it's irrelevant. And I always tell this to the new agents or even all my past clients, whether they bought or sold. It had nothing to do with the market. Something changed in their life where they decided to buy or sell. It has nothing to do with interest rates. And no matter how you get all these experts come on, and this is just me.
No, so, I hear the same. I hear you.
It's like, well, now is the interest rate still under 4%. It's a great time to buy. But if someone doesn't have a reason to buy now, why are they going to think about buying? Selling. It's a great time to sell because there's no inventory. But why would someone sell if they have no reason to sell? So it seemed like you with the mortgage. It's like when my wife and I decided to buy a place, I said, okay, well, we're not renting. We're going to see if we qualify for something. That was a change in our life. So it didn't matter what the interest rates were, although it was 8%. So people get spoiled now with the.
You bought something with 8%?
Yes.
Well, when I got in mortgage business in 1988, I believe it was 12 or 13%.
Yeah.
Isn't that hard to believe? Yeah, Leah, our engineer here, going, look, oh my God, 11%. Seriously, it was 11, 12, 13%.
So I think, the interest rates has nothing to do with it if you're going to buy. And people say it's a great time to buy because interest rates are still low. Yeah, but if you can't qualify, if you can't afford to buy anything, it doesn't matter. So it's the individual, something in their life changes where they need it to buy or sell. Same thing when someone approaches you. They approach you, can I get a reverse mortgage? Why? Because I need money. It's the same thing.
It's usually people need money or want
money.
Yeah. What's interesting, you'll say, well, I want to sell, but it's a low market. Say, well, you sell in a low market, you buy in a low market. You sell in a high market, you're going to buy in a high market. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So let's say you want to sell your house, Leah, our engineer here goes, oh, it's a good time to sell. Okay, I'll make some money. But the market's up.
Where are you going to go?
Yeah, then when you buy the other property, market's up. You're going to sell high, buy high. So it's the same thing.
But it's also the reason why you're buying, right? If it's your house, like that, whoever that person paid $750,000 for a piece of property in Kaimoki, that's where they want to live. You can never time the market. If we could, we'd all be rich. But, people ask, is it when's the market's going to bottom out? Or when's the market going to peak? The market's going to bottom out when it starts to go up. So
but the market's going up already.
Yeah, it's been at that.
But what about next year after the election? Is there any studies or any think tank people saying, let's say, okay, now don't quote me on this. Let's say Trump wins. What's going to happen to the market? Don't laugh now. Hey, you know what? I'll tell you, I was in D.C. last week, and I talked to a lot of people about politics. That's one of my one of my goals, because I'm in D.C. I spent about a day and a half just doing different things before and after the conference. And, nobody likes Trump, but you know what? Not to be political, I give him a 50-50 chance. There's so many people upset with the Democratic Party and Obama, but I don't know. And nobody wants Hillary. I mean, did you hear locally, not to go off topic, but the caucus here voted for who?
Sanders.
Yeah.
75%.
But Clinton was so good to Hawaii. I'm so shocked that the Hawaii people won't back Clinton.
Yeah. But, like they say, normally during an election year, the interest rates are always going to be good. So,
yeah.
they're not going to touch it. So what happens next year, I'm not sure.
Well, like I said, if a Republican gets in, I think the rates will go up.
But like I said, interest rates doesn't matter. If you're ready to buy, you're going to buy.
No, you're right, but that's where the market goes.
Yeah, it does. But still, if you're going to buy, it's not like if the interest rates get to 5, it's like, well, I'm not going to buy until it goes back down to 4.
You'd be surprised how many people wait.
Yeah, but and it's always in
26
hindsight.
years, and I say the same thing, but yeah. So we're here with Scott Sakata, local realtor, talking about real estate, but I also want to talk about ADUs. But we're going to cover the ADUs in the second half because that's a big topic. But you have a designation for seniors, and what did you call that?
Seniors real estate specialist.
And what exactly is that? Because
it was a designation that class you take. They gave you. They teach you about how the senior market is, the baby boomers, and how to work with seniors and some of their challenges. It's a designation, but honestly, I learned a lot. I'm learning a lot from you. I'm learning a lot from other guys, the other experts here locally. And again, by doing the seminars and workshops and just talking to you and the other guys, I'm learning a lot more. I don't know, maybe because Hawaii is a different market than from the mainland. Normally, these designations just cover the whole spectrum. But
yeah,
it was something I was interested in, and the stuff I learned to get the designation, I'm still learning.
It's a growing designation, and I was talking to a financial planner the other day. He's been in the business 40 years, and I said, "How many of your clients are seniors?" And he says 70%. I said, "Well, that should be the trigger. You better start learning about the seniors." Like I said, when I got in the reverse mortgage business 13 years ago, I was offering reverse mortgages. I was only 44 at the time, and I would be talking to your clients. I knew nothing about Social Security, Medicare in their world. I know nothing about aging in terms of caregiving or Alzheimer's, not at all. So I took a deep dive, and that's what got me interested in it because I plan on being in this business for a long time. And understanding, as a realtor, you must have to understand what it takes to communicate, how they value trust, and how their integrity is so high on their totem pole of how they're going to choose a realtor. Isn't that so true?
Yeah. And they come to you, I always try to be the trusted advisor. I don't know everything, and if I don't know something, I'll find out. But from a standpoint of real estate, you know, there's that saying where, you know, a lot of the seniors here are land rich, cash poor, where, you know, they've paid off their home and they bought their home 40, 50 years ago, and now the values here is just crazy. But how can they get that income to help pay for their future expenses? And so that's kind of why, you know, I got involved with this thing and learning about all of these different options. Really having a property, how do I get value out of it? You either, one, sell it, but then where are you going to move to? Two, you can rent it out. Or three, you get an equity line or credit line or get a reverse mortgage. I mean, that's basically the three ways to get get money out of the property.
You know, I don't sell the reverse mortgage. I just offer an opportunity and an option. But you know what's scary? I speak around town quite a bit, and I always say, how many people, raise your hand if you think these are your golden years. It's sad to say probably less than 20% say this is their golden years. Isn't that kind of sad? Really is.
It's kind of like walking into Walmart. You see that elderly guy, you know, welcoming you into Walmart. He's not there because he wants to be. It's because, you know, people need money. And
no, not me. Hey, when I retire, I want to be that guy. I want to be, hey, how's it going, Scott? Hey, you looking good today?
No,
hey,
I think
Leah, where's your kids? Where's your kids? I want to have that job. You know why? I'm going to say, Scott, I'll work for Walmart, but I want to work from 10 to 1 because I'm going to get up late and I'm going to go. I want to leave early because I got stuff to do. I got to go work out or whatever. And I want to be happy I can only be happy for 3 hours a day. You know, those Walmart guys, they're smiling nonstop, 24/7. And I want to be that guy. So don't.
I picture you as that usher at Murakami Stadium.
That's my second night job because you get to watch it for free.
Yeah.
Like you go to work at a Aloha Stadium, you get to watch the football game for free.
You know, at the old Honolulu Stadium, there was that guy who sold peanuts, and you should be that guy.
What was that guy's name? I met the guy several times. My uncle used to always take me to say, Leah, you're too young. You may not have been to that stadium. The termite.
You got to be that guy.
But yeah, no, I mean, that's really good. But do you see that quite a bit? A lot of seniors are not happy, or it's not the golden years.
No, it's like I just had coffee with a friend. I haven't seen her in a few years, and she retired early. She just was talking to friends, and the topic about the parents came up, and she's like, you know, thankfully both her parents are still pretty healthy
now,
but you know, she wants to be there. And she does errands for them. I mean, the dad goes golfing like 6 times a week, but you know, she's noticing it, and you know, she just wants to be there for the parents. And we were just discussing. I said, you know, healthcare costs, homestay and stuff. It's expensive now. I said, can you imagine when us 20 years from now what the cost is going to be? It's crazy. Yeah. It's going to be crazy.
Try double.
Yeah. And it goes up every year, right?
Oh yeah. So I think last person I talked to at one of the assisted living retirement place, I think it's been going up 7% a year. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, it's just even just for if you're still functioning, I think like at the place
Plaza, Waikiki, it's about over 4,000 a month.
That's 4,000.
But that's my plan.
Yeah.
You know, see, they can take you to your doctor. The van can take you to Walmart. So that'll be my gig. You know, they eat for free. You know, I love those places. Arcadia 15 Craigside. I went to Pohainani recently. Wow. Have you been to Pohainani?
They renovated some of the older, not the main building, but the
cottages?
Yeah, the cottages.
Well, if you get a chance to take a tour there, go to the top. It's the best view in Kaneohe.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's the highest point in Kaneohe, if you think about it. And, man, that view is spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
They have a private area. I don't know if it's called, I forget what it's called, but it's just a big room. And one view looking to the ocean, impressive. I was like, stunning. Not that I would want to live there because it's a long drive from UH Stadium, you know. But, so are people selling more or renting? What's going on with that? What do you see? Can you afford to rent, or it's not a good idea to rent because the rent's going up too?
Yeah, but you know, where else are you going to go? I mean, Hawaii. I believe Hawaii has the highest percentage of renters in the United States. Yeah. And I saw this graph, and it was the amount someone needs to work at minimum wage to afford a market rental, a 2-bedroom market rental. Hawaii by far just outpaced.
2-bedroom? Try 1 bedroom.
Yeah, but you know, there was a statistically across the board, United States, and it was The amount of hours they had to work was about 20 hours more.
Wow.
If you were to multiply 7 days times 24 hours, whatever that figure is, add another 20 hours. That's how much someone would need to work to afford a rental here in Hawaii.
Wow.
So, so again, the way the market is, if someone were to sell their property thinking they could move in, they could probably downsize to someplace smaller or cheaper. Unfortunately, from the senior's perspective, unfortunately, if you're thinking about downsizing, you're looking at a condo. But as we know, if with seniors and condos, you can't get a reverse mortgage unless that condo or townhouse project is FHA approved. And unfortunately, as months go by, some of these projects' statuses are expiring. And so there's even less and less projects.
Well, the main thing with condominium is the maintenance fee.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these new ones coming up, $1,000, $1,200
about $1 a square foot.
Really, is that what
it's about $1 a square foot
for maintenance fee, and that's only going to go up.
Yeah. No, I don't know of any maintenance fees that go down. So,
good point.
with your seminars, people come in and say, "Oh, but we live in this townhouse," and we both look at each other. It's like, okay, which condo do you live in?
Yeah. But for a lot of people don't know it. It's for VA loans too.
Yes.
Even conforming FHA loans.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I think, what do we say? 1,746 units or associations in the state of Hawaii. And only about 23, 25 are approved. It's scary.
Yeah.
So the guy that came the other day, that ain't going to work. And I talked to probably 3 or 4 or 5 people a week, and they're in buildings that are not approved. So what would you recommend to them?
It's going to have to be the association and the board to decide if they want to pursue get their project FHA approved. And it's human nature to always think, what's in it for me?
Yeah.
So we have to approach it from that point. What's in it for the association? So we have to kind of sell that point to them. And I think any condo townhouse association, you want to have owner occupants. You want to have the owner occupancy high.
Yeah.
That shows stability. That shows that people stay there for a while and they like the place.
Unfortunately, you're going to see more and more foreclosures. A client of mine that we tried to get a reverse mortgage on wasn't approved. They did foreclose upon her.
Was it
because of maintenance fees? They were back on the maintenance fees. So I would tell association, more and more you're going to see it. I guarantee they're going to see more and more people being back on the maintenance fees. And they got to decide, are they going to foreclose on them? Why don't they get it approved? Get the building approved, and we get a reverse mortgage. Pull some equity out to pay the maintenance fee, because it's going to happen more and more. Unfortunately, that's sad to say, but it's going to happen. So anyway, we're here with Scott Sakata, local senior real estate specialist. We're going to talk about ADUs, the hot topic, coming up after the break. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Percy Ihara from Generations Radio. If you have any questions or want to be part of our discussion, give us a call at 296-5467. That's 296-5467. This is Generations Radio on AM 690 The Answer.
Moon Physical Therapy is here to help you back to recovery. Moon Physical Therapy is located on Ward Avenue across from Sports Authority. Physician prescribed for motor vehicle accidents, workman's comp, or that body pain that comes from rushing to play without warming up. Also event cardiopulmonary rehabilitation with our one-on-one patient care. Moon's Aquatherapy heated endless pool allows for low-impact exercise with less pain on land. We will give you the right exercises to get you back to health. Ask your doctor to prescribe Moon Physical Therapy. Moon Physical Therapy. We achieve results.
Aloha, this is Martha Clopin.
And Al Harrington. Choosing the right Medicare plan not only saves you money, it also helps you avoid headaches and heartaches down the road.
We want to remind everyone
to listen to a Medicare Moment with Martha, Sundays from 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. as we help answer important questions on Medicare, so you can stay healthy, wealthy, and wise all year long.
Call me at 543-2073, 543-2073.
I was an addict from the age of 13. I finally decided it was time for a change. I walked into the Salvation Army Adult Rehabilitation Center, and that got me ready for the real world. Now, I choose to be guided by Jesus Christ, and today, I'm building a powerful and promising future, free from drugs and alcohol.
Please shop at the Salvation Army family stores. With our discounted sales, your support through your purchase helps men live a clean, sober, and productive life.
Got Vegas on your mind? Get Vacations Hawaii on the line. Vacations Hawaii offers weekly 4- and 5-night Honolulu to Vegas packages, which include 3 meals daily from $6.99. Stay at Hawaii's favorite casinos: California, Fremont, Main Street Station, and Orleans Hotel. Vacations Hawaii will get you there in comfort on deluxe wide-body 767 planes with complimentary in-flight hot meal service. Vacations Hawaii's frequent flyer program gives you future travel discounts and credits. So if you're ready to win big, call Vacations Hawaii at 591-4777 or visit PointVacationsHawaii.com.
Today, more than ever, we local people are living longer than any other state in the Union, with more seniors, baby boomers, and caregivers. Generations Radio promotes the importance to be proactive as we all age. The radio team will focus on issues facing our seniors and their families, finding resources to navigate healthy aging along with financial, legal, and caregiving information. So join Percy Ihara from 5 until 6 each Saturday, right here on AM 690 The Answer. Focusing on the issues facing our seniors and their families today. Here's our Generations Radio host, Percy Ihara.
Welcome back to Generations Radio. We're talking about real estate and your golden years for our seniors out there. And we're here with Scott Sakata, local real estate agent, senior real estate specialist. But Scott, we're talking about, this new thing, the ADUs. In fact, earlier this week, there was an interview with one of the guys from the Department of Planning and Permitting, and they're talking about how we're surprised that we only have 7 or 5 approved. We have 70 on the waiting list. But I was talking to my contractor friend. It's because the process to get these permits through is so difficult. Is it that difficult? Have you been through experience at all?
Well, I've heard about it. I mean, just reading. I think the mayor is trying to propose something because it can cost up to $10,000 for sewer charges and other fees, and you got to go through this process.
Yeah.
And so, it's all part of the Department of Planning and Permitting. I mean, they're trying to streamline it, but there's stories about people trying to go through it and they just get frustrated and give up. So,
well, I can, not to support the DPP, but there are a lot of issues. Like when I renovated my house is over 100 feet from the front, where the main line comes in, and so they told me if I build another bathroom, you have to sign a document and get it notarized saying you're not going to build another one. I said, why is that? Because the pipes that the water pipes going into my house from over 100 feet away from the front area, it needs to be. I have to change my pipes if I'm going to add an extra bathroom because there was not enough pressure. And the reason why is because if you have a fire, there's not enough pressure going to let's say, have the water hoses.
Yeah.
And
so I think I don't know the exact length, but it depends on how far from the nearest fire hydrant it is. So, so the farther away it goes, I guess the pressure kind of decreases a little bit.
They want to be able to have that. So
I believe that's one of the biggest things too about this is the sewer capacity. And so that's got to get approved. And again, that's just one part of all of these things. You got to submit plans and.
Well, they do have a one-step process, I believe.
Yeah, but
implemented.
I think they're still going through some of the tweaking some of these things out. But the process is taking a little bit longer than some people anticipated. And again, with the fees.
So can you back up? Can you explain? I was talking to a guy this morning about that. What exactly is an ADU?
Well, the whole thing came about because, again, there's not enough housing on the island. They're trying to, with the homeless situation, trying to create ways to create affordable rentals. And this accessory dwelling unit is one way of trying to alleviate that problem. And so, going not according to the DPP guidelines, you could have an accessory dwelling unit even if your house, the lot square footage, normally for normal procedures to build an addition or an extra kitchen, based on your square footage, it could be a smaller lot, and you can build an accessory dwelling unit. For example,
So let's say on a 5,000 square foot lot, what can you build?
okay, for lots greater than 5,000 square feet, you can build an ADU up to 800 square feet.
Okay, well, about 5,000 and below.
Okay, so 3,500 to 4,999 square feet, a maximum of 400 square foot.
Wait, 3,500 to what?
4,999 square foot lot.
So like my lot, I think like 4,800.
You could build a 400 square foot ADU.
Okay, so let's back up. So let's say I have 1,300 square feet in my house.
No, it doesn't matter. It's just your lot size. It's your lot size.
So let's say on a 5,000 square foot lot, you can build an interior space of 2,500, right? 50%, right? Is that normal?
Oh, your main house, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're talking about accessory dwelling unit.
So let's say somebody has a 2,500 square foot lot. They cannot renovate to add more square feet unless they apply for a special ADU permit.
Yeah. So
they can have 400 square foot. That's like a small one bedroom
studio.
Oh, studio.
More like studio.
It's like this studio here, this radio studio here. This is about 400 feet or bigger. I don't know. You're a real estate guy.
Yeah, it's about right. So again, it was just to create that affordable rentals, and from a senior's perspective, it could be they could build an ADU on their property, live in the smaller unit, and just rent out the home for a larger.
Okay, so this ADU, since you said it's going to be a studio, what can you put inside it? Can you put?
You can have a kitchen.
Oh, really? You can have a kitchen.
Kitchen, bathroom,
full kitchen.
Yes.
For people that don't know, a full kitchen is a stove, refrigerator, and sink. If you only have, let's say, typically we'll see a sink and a stove and a small refrigerator. That's not a kitchen.
No.
So technically you can build that without that. But so an ADU can have a full kitchen. Wow.
Yes. Normally the way the guidelines are for DPP now is if there's a unit you build, you would need 2 parking. For an ADU, you would just require 1 parking.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's different from Ohana, right? Ohana law was you had to rent to blood, but relatives.
That don't happen. You know that.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying that, but with the ADUs, you can rent to anyone. So,
interesting. You said for an ADU, you don't need an extra parking stall.
No, you need 1 parking stall. The way the permitting is now, if you were allowed to build a unit following the DPP guidelines, it's normally 2 stalls per unit.
2 stalls per unit.
Yeah. So let's say, for example, we specialize in small property developments. We do a CPR. The city and county guidelines is saying you need 2 parking stalls per unit. So let's say right now I'm doing a CPR in Kaimoki. It was 1 property with a duplex. There's a 3-bedroom on one side. There's a 2-car carport and a 2-bedroom on the side. We're doing a
duplex the duplex on 1 tax map key.
Yes. 1 lot. The lot's over 8,000 square feet. So we're doing the CPR. We just completed the CPR. So the 3-bedroom unit is getting the 2-car carport. On the right-hand side of the 2-bedroom unit is the city required a two parking spaces.
So you're going to CPR, you're going to turn it into 2 TMKs, 2 separate lots.
Well, see, it's not TMK. If you notice the TMK numbers, the last 4 digits are 0000. That's for a single family home. In this case of this property, one is going to be 0000, the other one's going to be 0001.
Okay, so CPR, you're talking about creating a two unit condo.
Yeah.
That's totally different than a two separate tax map keys.
Yeah. If you have 2 separate tax map numbers, that would be a subdivision.
I got it. Yeah. I got it. So let's say I have a 2,500 square foot house, which not that many people in town have. That's a big house, man,
yes,
in town.
It is.
Most houses I see in town, it max 1,500. Yes. Okay, so you have that. So you build an ADU. Now you said you need to have 1 parking stall per unit versus 2 parking stalls per unit.
Yeah, I mean, the way the city and county is right now. So again, going back to the Kaimoki CPR, before we were doing the CPR, we needed the city and county inspector to come out. So he came out and looked. He says, okay, you got 2 parking for that 3-bedroom. You're going to need 2 parking for this other unit. There was gravel there, but it needs to be in quote unquote all-weather surface. It could be concrete or asphalt, or you could have the ones, those little concrete squares with grass. That one. So the owner decided to just use concrete. So
now I heard, but also one other thing, whereas you have to have a certain driveway length or right for ADUs or a certain height restriction? Is a certain height restriction with the width of the street? Most streets are at 18 and a half, but for ADU you have to have 20 feet.
No, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I was talking to a contractor the other day. Yeah.
For what?
For ADUs.
You're talking about a parking space?
No. Yeah, parking space. Yeah, I'm sorry. Parking space no, I think it's a street itself. It's got to be able to have enough clearance from one side of the street to the other side of the street. I believe it's 20 feet. Most of them are 18 and a half or 19 width of the street.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about that.
Interesting. So really, I didn't know that. Well, a bit of clarif. Don't quote me on it, guys. Don't quote Scott on that. But you want to
no,
check
I
with your
didn't say it.
contractor.
Percy said it.
No, seriously. He said that's part of the issue. So are there other restrictions? Okay, so under 5,000, 4,999 is 400 square feet. Now, question: attached or detached?
It can be both, attached
Really?
or detached.
Oh,
yeah. So,
but you still got the setbacks.
Yeah. 5 foot
5
setbacks
and
around.
10.
Yeah.
Front.
But I mean, obviously these are examples for 5,000 square foot or smaller. But if you got a larger lot,
So 5,000 to what? 9,099 or how is it?
well, actually, again with the zoning, R5 zoning, if you have a lot size that's 7,500 square feet or larger, you could possibly do a duplex.
On the one. Okay, so duplex is 2 units on the same lot.
Yeah.
But what's the difference between doing that versus an ADU?
Well, here's the thing, right? If you have the lot size and your zoning justifies that you can have that duplex on there, you can in the future do a CPR and sell off one of them. You cannot separate. If you have an ADU, you cannot make a separate TM tax map number for the ADU and sell it separate. You cannot. So the way I'm looking at it, the ADUs are probably good for these smaller lots, like 5,000 square feet, 6,000, anything under that. Again, I'm looking at R5 zoning, but again, the zoning is going to make a difference. But R5, anything under 7,500, that's an option of making an ADU. Because with the ADU, you can have that extra kitchen. Whereas normally under that square footage on the lot size, you won't be able to have a legal kitchen.
All right. So, what was the other size up to 640 square feet? What was the bigger ADU you can build?
800.
800. Wow,
Yeah.
800 is a big unit.
For lots greater than 5,000 square feet.
Lots greater than 5,000.
Yeah.
And then I did an interview with Mike Buck to promote the show this weekend. And he said there's a third tier.
What's the third tier?
I can't remember what he told me. I don't think he told me. I'm gonna ask Mike this out. Yeah, there's 3 levels of ADUs. I heard. Is that not right? Not from the city and county.
No, just from the sizes. As far as what the size is. And again, the zoning, you can build it on any lots, any zoning residential zone lots.
Oh, okay.
So, again,
but 800 square feet is the biggest.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, maximum 800 square feet. So, from a senior standpoint, living in a home and they don't want to leave their home, aging in place is important to them. That's an option, right? They could, instead of living in the home, which their kids and everybody grew up in, which is too big for them, and it could be a 2-story home, build an ADU in the back. They could live there and just rent, because the bigger homes will rent for more. You get more cash flow.
And you know off the top of your head what the cost per square foot to build nowadays is?
Well, I know my broker's working with someone that they can build for about $150 a square foot.
That's pretty low.
Yeah. So
cost overruns, I'd guess them at 200, 250.
Yeah. So there's depending on how nice you want to make your ADU.
Yeah, I guess so. And so, but I would think it's a great way to have the children move in with them.
Exactly.
Or I know this guy I was talking the other day he want to have a live-in caregiver.
Yes.
But then if you don't have cash to pay to build that thing, because if you build a 800 square foot ADU at let's say 200 square foot, that's $160,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
So here's a question for you then, right? If someone say, well, Percy, I want to get a reverse mortgage on my home because I want to build an ADU. You could do that.
No, they could do it. I would look at both, getting a regular mortgage versus a reverse mortgage. And, I was talking to an attorney the other day. We need to plan down the road where one of you pass away, my husband passed away, then the wife passed away. And then when both husband and parents pass away, the remaining child that lived there in a perfect scenario, would they be able to pay that mortgage? Would they be able to refinance that mortgage if they got a reverse mortgage? And whether, in another question, whether you want to be on title or not. That's a whole another ballgame because people don't realize with the reverse mortgage today, we only need one person that lives there over 62 the other spouse. I have one right now. I'm meeting with Monday. Mom's 88. The son's 59 or 58. But he wants to stay there. He's going to inherit the property anyway. So we're looking at getting a reverse mortgage for him and his mom. So mom passed away. He has no children. He has no spouse. It's just him. So he goes, I want to live for the rest of my life. So, well, then it would work.
Wait, but you have to be over 62.
Only one. The law changed, see? Only one has to be over 62.
On title.
On title or not on title. There's a new change. See, you weren't listening to my seminars. We have new law that changed last year. So if you're living with your mom and she's over 62 and you're 50, you can get a reverse mortgage. So when she passed away, you're not going to be displaced, because if she passed away, you're not entitled on a mortgage. You got to sell that place or refinance that balance, right?
Yeah.
So by having you on title, or see, the reverse mortgage is as long as one of you on title that's over 62. If you're not on title, as long as you get the property when she passed away, you get a reverse mortgage. You're together, and when she passed away, you can still stay there. Now you're going to get less money because you're younger, but that's the plan for this guy.
I'll ask that question again at your next seminar.
Yeah, ask that question because a lot of people don't realize that. And the reason why they did that is because a lot of time, I have 5 right now that they're in the 80s, late 70s, that married women that couldn't take care of them. And they were in their 40s and 50s. And the old rule was that they couldn't be on title or on a reverse mortgage.
Yeah.
So when they passed away, they had to either move out or refinance that balance. So ARP fought the law about 2 years ago, and they changed it last year, where as long as they're living there, they can remain on in the house with the reverse mortgage.
With the reverse mortgage.
Yeah. On title or not on title. Yeah, very unusual. But that was created to allow the remaining spouse or son or daughter to stay in their property.
See, so for you radio listeners out there, you guys need to come to Percy's seminar, because I've heard it over and over, and I've never heard that until now.
Yeah, I've done that.
I've never heard that until now.
It changed last year. Yeah, so when you're planning that out, like this guy, he's 58, 59, he's planning out. He goes, I want to stay here, Percy. But I'm not 62 yet. So, well, you don't have to be 62. As long as your mom's 88, I believe he said. And you're going to get less money, but it's free and clear. So he can able to use that money as well. Because if you sell the property, when mom passed away, you got to sell the property or refinance the balance if there's a mortgage on it.
So mom passes away, but if he turns 62, can he do another reverse mortgage?
But the reality is, when the rates go up or down the road, you're going to get less money. You see? So you want to do it now and set up that line of credit.
So so the mom passes away. He's living in the home so long as he's paying the property taxes, like you're saying, in insurance.
Homeowner insurance.
And he can live there.
Yep.
Whoa.
So that's
Children,
a
be
game,
nice to your parents.
That's a game changer as well, with reducing closing costs. But I wanted to get back to the ADUs. So you think that's going to be a growing trend? You think? I think so.
Well, if they figure out how to streamline this thing a little bit better, and not
the permit process.
So again, I think looking at it, it's depending on the size of your lot and the zoning. Again, like what we do, because we specialize in these condominium conversions, we would definitely want to meet with you and take a look at your home. I mean, if your lot size justifies it, possibly doing a CPR, that would probably be a better route. I mean, salability wise.
Oh yeah.
Being able later, if someone were to need money, sell off one side of the CPR and still live in that place, and we've done that in the past. So, same thing with apartment buildings. Someone owns an apartment. Grandpa Joe owns an apartment building, a 10-unit apartment building. He has 10 grandkids. When he passes away, is he going to pass off that whole building, which is probably subject to taxes, or do a condominium conversion? When he passes on, each grandchild gets their own unit, and they can do it whatever they want. So that's part of the CPR process, and preparing for the future. So
yeah,
there's that option there, because there's a lot of apartment buildings here in town.
Oh, a lot. I have a friend of mine that mom and dad finally passed away. He quit work, and you know how many they had? They had like 30 small apartment buildings. Unbelievable.
And if you figure, even if it's a 1-bedroom unit in town, I mean, rents for that $1,300, and expenses.
Yeah.
Maybe pay 7% to a property manager. Don't worry about it. Just collect the checks.
Yeah. So do we have that date? The next AGM Place workshop that we're doing? Did we have a date?
We have a date.
Do we have a date? Well, if you don't know, call Scott Sakata. And Scott, your phone number?
228-4916.
Can he email you too?
Yes, Scott Sakata at gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
But
we do have a date in April.
It's in April.
We're gonna
but
get
there's
that.
two.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure one was going to be Social
Well, one is for
Security.
professionals.
Oh, yeah.
And one's going to be for the consumer.
But then the following week, there's another one for
Right. So
consumers.
we will be doing. You check it out in the newspaper Sundays and Wednesdays. I have my ads. But Abe Lee seminars. What are those?
Abe teaches continuing education classes for realtors, professionals, accountants, CPAs, and it's required classes to keep
Anybody
yourself
licensed?
updated. Yeah, licensed.
Continuing
So for this year, even numbered year for realtors, by the end of this year, we need to get your credits in. So Abe teaches that. Abe teaches a lot of different classes, and he's more than happy to talk to civic groups, community groups, churches about different topics. His most popular ones are wills and trusts. He's not an expert, but what he always says is he knows enough to be dangerous. But he's been teaching it so long about wills and trusts, small property development. That's a lot of interest in that. So, we do seminars on there.
I think you'll see more of that because I was telling somebody the other day it's the largest transfer of wealth that the baby boomers are going to inherit from their parents. And to utilize professionals out there to help you with your estate planning, with your real estate planning is so important because people try to wing it and they think they know about taxes, they know about CPR. It's hard. People don't realize, what did you say the cost for the ADU is? Up to $10,000?
Yeah.
They got to factor that in. Plus, they got to factor in the cost of. So when they do an ADU,
So now you got to build it, yeah.
Well, not only that, they got to design it.
Yeah.
They have to have an architect or a draft person, right, to draft lay out the plans. That's going to cost $2,000 to $3,000 minimum, right?
So, again, I guess everyone's individually going to be different. Whether it's feasible for you individually, but there's all these different options. And again, just we're here to meet with everyone individually. Yeah. And look at their situation and see how we can maximize, their properties.
So, Scott, I know you're a good guy, but, I was impressed with what you did quietly. I know they did a story on you recently, but you have a bed program. So tell our audience about that. Because, we really need to have more people like you to do that.
It's a transitional homeless shelter in Waimanalo, the Weinberg Village, Waimanalo. And I think I've been donating for about 3-4 years now. So basically, when I make a sale, I'll donate beds because it's a transitional shelter where people come off the streets, from the beach, wherever they're homeless. And the whole program, it's within 2 years, they're able to transition out and get back into the public and maybe get into their own rentals.
I donate a bed.
Yeah, I donate beds. So, like if I were to sell a studio or 1 bedroom, I donate a bed. If I sell a 3-bedroom home, I'll donate 3 beds. So,
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and they need a lot of help. You probably know there's a lot of nonprofits out there. A lot of nonprofits need money. It all comes down to money. So I do what I can. And when I came across this shelter again, I like what the director does. It's not, there's some other shelters where people just come in and just live, whereas this shelter, like the parents need to work, the kids need to go to school. They can't just be, just receiving. So they need to put in some work too. And so by the end of 2 years, they're able to successfully transition out. So,
well, I heard recently, what's that rental over there, housing rental over there? They increased like almost double the cost of rent. You know where that's at? It's in Waimanalo. It's a state-run project.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was in the news about 3 or 4 days ago. They're doubling the rent because they haven't raised their rent in 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's in Waimanalo. I'm not sure exactly what program that is, but anyway, really quick, Scott Sakata. Now you do offer a free review, complimentary real estate review.
Sure. Yeah.
So what do you need to do for that?
Just contact me and do a quick analysis of the neighborhood and give you a ballpark figure as far as what the market is in your neighborhood, particular neighborhood, because again, every neighborhood's different. So.
Well, I appreciate it, Scott.
No problem.
And look out for the workshops that we're going to have at his office every month going forward, the aging in place workshops that I'm going to be doing with Scott. We're going to be bringing in our guests from Social Security to Medicare to Medicaid, all the different issues regarding as you age, what do you need to know about. So it's a great time to come out to our workshops. So anyway, we're here every Saturday from 5 to 6, Sunday from 3 to 4. Check out our website, generations808.com. And also, don't forget to like our Facebook. We also have a LinkedIn page. but like our Facebook page. And about a month from now, if not sooner, you'll see more posts on our Facebook page. We're going to bring out more and more stories about aging here in Hawaii. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Leah, our engineer, thank you very much. Have a great weekend. And hey, Scott, got to say go Bows, right? Hey, the basketball program did great this year. Anyway, aloha.